Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are very, very close at this point to taking over the remains of Africa. There's not a lot left there, to be sure. We've got some ransoms going on here. This is not acceptable. This is acceptable, and this is acceptable. Demand artifact. No, get out of here. Okay, what is this faction? Is this fake? Yeah, this is probably a fake faction. So that all seems fine. We're currently traveling, and so we can't declare any wars until we arrive over in Canterbury. Or are we going home? We're going home from Canterbury. Never mind. I misremembered that. Fantastic. So we're going to accept... Actually, we shouldn't have accepted that when he was our vassal, but it doesn't really matter. He's only a count. So that's okay. We need to start cleaning up some of these areas down over here. Blamia is the obvious one to go after. Since it's a kingdom tier realm, it will be the hardest for us to get. And yeah, we're going to pretty much have to do a struggle clash and then a second struggle clash. That's the way this is going to pretty much end up going. Unfortunately, we're going to have some prestige issues, most likely, as we push on through here. But this is fine. Let's declare on Blamia right now for this struggle clash. We'll get a good chunk of it. And we might be able to get the de jure title at that point, actually. We probably will be able to. We'll get 7 counties out of this, right? I'm pretty sure. So that seems good. We'll grab our rally point over here. We're raising our men-at-arms and a few levy troops. We're not going to need more than, like, 30,000. Something along the lines of that. That'll be way more than needed. And... sure, we return home from our pilgrimage. That's absolutely great. There's approximately 30,000. It's good enough. Okay, so off we go. Let's get Blamia mostly under our control. It'll take a little bit for our men-at-arms to get caught up, but they'll get there eventually. We have a lot of children out of wedlock. That is very awkward for us. We're 25, and we've got, like, 6 of them? Something like that? I can see why we're not very pious. Let's put it that way. So that's absolutely fine, I guess. This faction is actually still here. This faction is not fake. Interesting. So the King of France is the primary driver behind this faction. We might be able to do something here. We do have daughters. So this would be a viable thing. That will not result in an alliance? Really? He's unlanded. That's surprising to me that that won't result in an alliance. Okay. Well, in that case, what would we go for? This son is unmarried. Maybe we can do something here. Yeah, this would be okay. So we'll send that proposal, getting France into an alliance with us. Phenomenal. That brings him down to 68%. So now we would need to do England. Actually, we have a daughter here, and we have a brother. This seems okay. No problem whatsoever there. So that should deal with the faction. Hello, pause menu. And we're going to need to head back over to Blamia, of course. We're done with the siege, and we need to head up over here. We'll grab their capital, even though it's outside of the war goal. I'm not too concerned. We shouldn't have any major issues with that. So this all looks reasonably fine. We need a new chancellor. That'll be the King of France, who we just made an alliance with. Okay, sure. He's actually the most qualified, so seems fine. Okay, we're going to head on down this direction. We're at 64% war score right now. They're just kind of running around down here aimlessly. They're not doing anything. We just inherited this county, which we do not want, and we're going to grant that right on out. Phenomenal. Back to Blamia. This siege is already over. Actually, let's head up over here. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Cool. Next, we're going to head here. We're at 82% war score. These 2 sieges will likely end the war, won't they? I suspect they will. Do we want to persecute the locals here? Probably not. I don't think it really matters. It doesn't gain us piety, so... Okay, war is over, so we're going to enforce those demands and disband these troops. Now, we need to hand out these titles, which is not surprising. We're going to... Okay. So, this would cost us piety. That's really awkward for us, but we can grant this out nevertheless. Okay. It's awkward because this is an astray religion, but it's not a hostile one, so it doesn't grant us piety to revoke the Holy Order lease. Let's just grant these out. We're now back to 11 of 11, so that seems good. Blamia, of course, we should be able to, at this point, usurp this kingdom, which we're delighted to do. That'll gain us a bunch of prestige anyway. So that would be great. We could grant that. What is the de jure capital of Blamia? Okay, yeah, it's this up here. Sure. I'm going to give it to this guy. So the Kingdom of Blamia goes right here. Phenomenal. Okay, so now, of course, this is broken up because he no longer has his kingdom title, and we can clean this up fairly thoroughly, which is going to be the idea. This is not an acceptable ransom. This is not an acceptable ransom. This is. Not you. Not you. You're okay. You're fine. No. And yes. Okay. So that all looks good. We do need to clean these up, and this is going to take a little bit of time for sure. So a war declaration down here of de jure lands would be really cheap. Actually, hang on. Can we get these empire titles? We can. Ajuran, we cannot get Abyssinia yet, but that gives us guaranteed de jure claims here and in Mogadishu as well. So we'll go for that. That's nice and cheap. Now we've got Shurazid here. That's a duchy tier realm, and they are Ashari. Okay, I mean, it doesn't really help us because we can't do our holy wars. This claim is only on a sheikdom. A struggle clash would not get us the entirety of the location until we take over Mora. So we should maybe consider going after this. We don't get the entirety of that location either. Here we can get this claim on the petty kingdom of Dewaro. And I like it. So we'll press that. What do we have going on over here? Struggle clash is not ideal there. In Lasta, we have a claim on a grand city only. Okay. We can struggle clash it. It's kind of expensive. Okay, we have 429 left. So at this point, we would declare somewhere up over here. This claim is reasonable. It's also an expensive one. The struggle clash is actually cheaper for us, but we can't afford it. Let's check in on Axum. We can almost afford that. I'm actually going to declare this, and then that'll put us -1 in our prestige here, and that'll be fine for now. We're going to use the remainder of our... Well, we're going to have to build up prestige, and then we'll attack the rest of these with that prestige, is the idea here. So we're going to raise up our forces around Mogadishu. We're not going to need a lot of forces overall. So we're going to raise up somewhere around, I don't know, 20, 30,000. We definitely don't need more than that. This will be absolutely fine. Okay, so we have a learning perk available here. We'll grab Defender of the Faith. That's less tyranny. That's kind of nice. Okay. So 30,000 is plenty. We're going to head on in and start a slow siege here. And then we're just waiting on our men-at-arms. Our men-at-arms will arrive in the eventual times. We'll see when they actually show up. Here they are. Fantastic. So we're going to group these together. I do want to split up our army here because, I mean, obviously that's going to be very useful for us. So we're going to get about 20k to go siege. Do we have a siege commander? Yeah, this guy will do. Go siege their capital, and the rest of our forces are going to run around and start stack wiping these armies, is the idea. So we do have a dynasty legacy that we can take here. We were working our way down erudition, which seems good. We'll grab treasured knowledge for right now. Phenomenal. Okay, they're running away from us over here, which is deeply, deeply unsurprising. We're going to catch them here, and that will end the war. Phenomenal. So this war is over. We'll enforce those demands. And these guys, they're going to head out over here. Unfortunately, that battle is going to be in 47 days. Okay, we need to be actually over here to help out with this. Our siege force might be able to win that, but I don't want to risk it. So we're going to bring our main force over, and they're going to arrive at basically the same time. In fact, pretty much identical times. So that'll be fine. This will stack wipe, and this war will be over very quickly. Then we're going to head up over here. Phenomenal. And these guys, up they go. And of course, these guys, they're going to go up here as well, but they're going a slightly different route. Why are we getting attrition through here? That feels like that shouldn't give us attrition. Interesting. We have border right there. Huh. I definitely didn't expect that. Regardless, it doesn't actually matter. We don't care about this attrition, so that'll be completely okay. We are, of course, building up some prestige as we do this as well, which is good. We do want to have more prestige so that we can take on the rest of Africa over here. There's not a lot of Africa left, to be honest. How long will it take us to slow siege this back? 10 days? Okay, yeah, do it. That'll be fine. No real problem whatsoever there. So there's that one. And now we'll come stack wipe this army. Between that and sieging their capital, this war should be over. So that'll be completely okay. Yeah, this will be fine. There we go. War is done. We'll enforce those demands. And we're going to send this force up over this direction, while these guys head over into Amhara over here. So that looks reasonably okay here. We've got 2 wars left, and it's these 2. We are, of course, going to be attacking additional regions over here. This opens up good struggle clash angles for us, which is the idea. So that'll be fine. We're going to look to stack wipe this out over here and take back that territory soon enough. But we do need to siege these down for the time being. Yes, show in the king. Fantastic. He is going to give us 150 prestige, which is quite valuable at this time. So we're very pleased about that. Do we want to go on a pilgrimage? No. I'm planning on declaring additional wars immediately following these wars. So I don't think a pilgrimage right now is a good call. Someone attempted to murder us. That's very rude. But they did fail. So that's convenient, I guess. Okay, this war is now over. We're going to enforce those demands. And we've just got this war now. So we can see they're actually fighting each other, which is kind of convenient, honestly. We can come up here and stack wipe this for prestige, which definitely seems like the kind of thing to do. We don't care about this force for the moment, although we will care about it. We're going to head up this way, but we don't want to get there just yet. We want to allow our primary fighting force to fight here first, and then we'll clear this out. Someone attempted to claim our throne. That is hilarious. I wish them luck on that one. And we're obviously going to stack wipe this, right? There's absolutely no way that we don't stack wipe this. It's just free. And that does get us quite a lot of prestige. So 1403 prestige there, 539, and 1. Okay, 1 prestige isn't a lot of prestige, but it'll do. So at this point, we want to come down here and stack wipe this army. That will not get us prestige, but rather renown, and renown isn't all that useful for us, but it will get us war score at least, so that's something. Excellent. So we're going to miss this force. Okay, now we're going to come out over this direction. We don't want to miss them, of course. We'll stack wipe them down over here. Perfect. We just inherited this county. We don't want this county. So we'll grant that out, and let's head back to our army over here. Fantastic. Our war is over, so we'll enforce those demands. And at this point, we inherited this war. Okay. Sure, we're at 49% war score for it. I guess that's okay. That idiot does indeed belong in our dungeons. And we're going to bite our lip and try to stay focused, but our stress levels are really creeping up here. We're going to seclude ourselves. It does spend some prestige, but we lose 40 stress at least. Leave. All of you. Strange recluse is not necessarily a problem, so we'll take that for now. We're going to siege down their capital here. This is very likely to end this war. In theory, anyway. 97? Okay. Well, it'll happen eventually. Ticking war score is on our side. We have this siege going. This siege will start up. It's super over, right? We could definitely grab Theologian, which would be great for us. Monthly piety plus 20%, learning plus 3. Yeah, we'll take that. So this war is over. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. Now, they are truced to us. We are not truced to them. So that's great. Why is this showing up as Sharka here? That's weird. Now it's not. Okay, I guess it was a visual bug. That's fine. So now we're in a much better position to struggle clash these. So we could seize all de jure lands. However, hang on. Can we grab Abyssinia now? Ooh, we're 2 counties away from grabbing Abyssinia de jure. Okay. How much is it going to cost to struggle clash all this? Just checking claims first. Yeah. Struggle clash of 1372. That's not too bad. I think that's acceptable. We would declare war here, 431. That's acceptable. Declare war here, 1019. Okay. And declare war here, 1050 for that claim, or 706 for the struggle clash. We'll take the 706. And then we've got these 3 up here. Now, one of these we're truce to, and it's that guy. Okay. We can go de jure here. And we can go de jure here as well. Perfect. So that's all ours de jure. We're truced with this guy for a little while yet. I don't want to be a truce breaker, so we're not going to do that at this time. But I want to know, when does that truce run up? So, where are you? I think it would have been this guy? 3 years? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So 3 years on that. Okay, that's fine. Let's start cruising our way through this. Africa is virtually under our control. Should we start attempting to sway this guy? I don't think he'll ever get there, to be honest. I highly doubt that. So let's get some forces raising, men-at-arms, levy troops. That'll be okay. Once again, somewhere around 30,000 should be more than sufficient. We're going to take basically the exact same strategy working through this as we did with the previous war. So we're just going to raise up forces and split them apart, and we'll have a siege force and a battle force, and that'll be okay. 30k is sufficient, and we've got 20 days until our men-at-arms show up. Come on in, men-at-arms. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, this guy escaped from our dungeon. Sure, whatever. That is fine. So we're going to split off, not our armored footmen, our bombards, and about 20k in total, as before. And we'll put in a siege commander, like this guy. And we're going to send you straight on down over here while our battle force heads up and, you know, does some battling. That's the overall idea here. Reusing metals? Sure, that sword can be destroyed. That's fine. Not that we're going to craft anything with it, but whatever. So up we go. And we'll just get these stack wipes done. This war is basically over at this point. Okay, let's head on up over this direction. War is done, so we're going to enforce those demands. And we're going to head up over here. We're going to have to grant out these titles, which is expected. So there's only a few here that need to be granted. Sure. So that all looks good. Phenomenal. Okay, minus 10% over here. Right, because they sieged this. We'll slow siege it back. And then we'll just go stack wipe them here. And we'll get these capped while we're stack wiping these. Wonderful. Not going to stay here in slow siege. We're going to head over and look to stack wipe this army. This war's over, so we're going to enforce those demands. And we're going to head on over this direction. Perfect. So we're definitely getting some solid progress over here. Africa will be under our control very shortly. Of course, we're going to be delayed a little bit by that truce, potentially. Really, only 2 additional armies? No, 4 additional armies. Okay, that makes more sense. That is absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. They are finishing up some sieges on us, but it doesn't really matter. We are just going to cruise through these sufficiently quickly. Excellent. They actually got a good tick there. This war is over. We're going to enforce those demands and continue to push northward here. Wonderful. What is this faction? Independence again? Okay. King of Nubia. He has no wife and no child. Okay. Do we have a daughter currently? We have a son. And no sister. Okay. Well, that makes things mildly awkward there for sure. He has, like, no one in his family. Okay. His entire family is dead. That's mildly awkward. We could potentially go for Norway, though. It's not a great option. Honestly, I'm very sad that we've only had 2 children with our wife. We have so many children, but only 2 with our wife. Very, very, very sad. We could definitely use more. No doubt about that one. Well, I'm just going to send this guy a gift. Oh, we already sent a gift to him. Okay, never mind. Is there anybody with low faction commitment? Actually, this guy. Let's send him a gift. He'll gain some opinion. He might consider leaving eventually. Sure. I think for now, though, the real way to do this would be to arrange a betrothal here. Unfortunately, this is our player heir. I don't like it. We're probably going to break that betrothal later. But for now, that gets rid of the Independence faction. So that'll do, and I guess we can siege this back with a slow siege. That'll be fine. Phenomenal. And we'll head on up and stack wipe up here. Cool. So obviously, we lost our siege commander here. Sure, we can buy jewels for our wife. That'll be okay. It's not like we're short on money. That's for sure. We've got a lot of money. Our Empress is attempting to rely on us, or she could become our lover. And to be honest, I was just bemoaning the lack of children with her, so that would be a good thing. That would be a good thing. We're going to hop on in over here and continue our sieges. Stack wipe complete. Wonderful. And then we'll just push our way through here. This war is over, so we'll enforce these demands and push northward here. Actually, we should move in over here. Cool. So that'll be fine for now. This slow siege will be pretty slow indeed. Wow, another one. Okay. So all of these are our children, right? Yeah. 4 children with this lady. Yikes. We never thought it would come to this for the 4th time. 5th time. This is the 5th time. Okay. Yikes. Well, sometimes that's what happens when you have the lustful trait. What are you going to do? We actually attempted to prevent it, to be clear. Who is this guy? He wants a truce? Actually, I decline. We don't care about his gold. We are much more interested in having the freedom to declare war on him anytime we choose. So that'll be great. We'll stack wipe this up here. And our wars are very nearly complete at this moment. Mysterious lamp was destroyed. Okay, sure. And let's wrap up these sieges. Enforce demands. And finally, a Christian play in Toledo, huh? Sure, we'll see about getting a learning lifestyle experience point. And we'll enforce these here. 50 piety here. Or we could try to do a learning challenge against this guy, and we'll do it. So enforce those demands and disband our troops. That is all of Africa under our control, except this. We would need to get this under our control. I do want to create the Empire of Abyssinia. There we go. Do we have all of the empires in Africa at this point? Yes, we do. Okay. So that all looks good. No problem whatsoever there. Now, the HRE is awkward. That's for sure. What claims do we have here? Not a lot. We have some de jure lands, though. Actually, that's kind of not terrible. Going after those would not be bad at all. What other kingdom titles can we potentially get over here? I mean, we're a ways away from getting Germany. We have Lotharingia. We can't create Frisia at this point. Noted. Empire titles, the HRE, of course, we can't usurp. We don't have the counties for it yet. But that's okay. Overall, I think that's reasonably fine. We do need to wait out this truce. This guy would not accept vassalage at this time. We are his rightful liege, but we recently waged war, and he has a low opinion of us. We're just going to have to wait out the truce, is what that means. So waiting out that truce is absolutely fine. I'd like to start carving up the HRE a little bit more. How close are we to getting the HRE title? We need a lot of counties. Okay, noted. Well, that'll be fine. it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to see about getting this last little bit of Africa, and maybe getting this last little bit of Italy too. That would be nice. And starting to really carve into the HRE. Hopefully getting rid of this little arm up here, but that's going to take some work. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.